Welcome to the Inc. Productivity Tip of the Day. Today's tip. Keep forgetting things? Neuroscience connects this simple habit to 17% better memory outcomes. Forgetting things. It's the worst. We've all been there. And if there's one common existential fear I hear among successful business owners and other leaders when talk turns serious, it's the worry that forgetting things like this might foretell even more memory loss when we get older. If that sounds familiar, you'll likely be interested in a new study from the NYU Grossman School of Medicine that found a correlation between a specific but common type of diet during middle age and a remarkable 17% better memory outcomes decades later. Writing in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia, researchers said they tracked data related to 5,116 women in the NYU Women's Health Study over 30 years, focusing on answers the women provided about their diets between 1985 and 1991. The women were an average of 49 years old at the time, and the researchers were focused on how closely their diets adhered to the DASH diet, short for dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Hypertension being the more formal medical term for high blood pressure. Short version, according to Yu Chen, a professor in the Department of Population Health at NYU and senior author of the study, with more than 30 years follow-up. We found that the stronger the adherence to a DASH diet in midlife, the less likely women are to report cognitive issues much later in life. So what exactly is the DASH diet? As diets go, it's fairly simple and tasty, according to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, which is a U.S. government resource. It includes eating vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, including fat-free or low-fat dairy products, fish, poultry, beans, nuts, and vegetable oils. Limiting foods that are high in saturated fat, such as fatty meats, full-fat dairy products, and tropical oils, such as coconut, kernel, and palm oils. Limiting sugar-sweetened beverages and sweets. Not too difficult, right? In fact, we've seen a lot of interesting research recently suggesting things people can do that correlate with better memory, either in the near term or more systemically as they get older. Some are easier than others. Avoiding a sleep debt, wearing a sleep mask at night, and possibly even sleeping on your side. Drinking significant amounts of coffee or possibly tea. Eating specific foods, some of which would go right in hand with the DASH diet, such as porcini mushrooms, all sorts of other vegetables, and even dark chocolate and cinnamon. Improving your work environment. Specifically the lighting. Dim lights are producing dimwits, one study author said. Engaging in brain activities like pleasure reading, having detailed hobbies that require you to process and recall information, and doing crosswords and other brain games. Oh, and my favorite, backed by at least one study whose authors say they have no idea why it works, but that I've actually used myself to surprising effect. Walking backward to trigger memory recall. Look, the human brain is fascinating. And as I write in my free ebook, Neuroscience, 13 Ways to Understand and Train Your Brain for Life, there's no subject that seems to attract more universal interest than the unexpected ways in which it works. Maintaining and improving memory are at the top of the list for so many of us, and doubly so if the behaviors we're talking about are simple, tasty, and frankly, things you might consider doing anyway. That's it from Inc. Check back weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern for more tips.